Thank you very much, Steve. Thanks, AJ, my colleagues, the panelists, and also His Excellency Sheikh Yusuf Al-Sabah. One of the things that must be said also during the pandemic, Sheikh Yusuf Al-Sabah have called for the GCC ports during the peak of the pandemic to meet and learn from each other the measures that are taken and the best practices. So probably he didn't want to announce it, so I'm doing that on his behalf, and I would like to take this opportunity also to thank him for this. Now, what I would be presenting in brief in Abu Dhabi ports, also our HSC element and what we are doing in that regard. So in the slide of the HSC strategy and where we take our directions from, first, there are 5 main elements that we focusing into, safeguarding our port users, enabling our operational resilience and the business continuity. Of course, protecting the environment and promoting for green ports. Ensuring sustainable development, as well as ensuring the efficiency of our processes. Now, doing so, of course, by embarking ourselves into some important standards, parts of which the ISO 45001 for the occupational health and safety. Of course, the management system, the ISO 14001. When it comes to business continuity, the ISO 22301, and for our customer satisfaction, we went to the standards of 1002. For our quality management system, the ISO 9001, and beside all other local regulations in the Emirates of Abu Dhabi. Next, please. Now, just to share with you some of the statistics. Next. Sharing with you some of the information and statistics that resulted from following many of the standards. For example, when it comes to reducing waste and embarking ourselves into waste recycling, we started in 2014. For Abu Dhabi ports alone, we went from 6.6% all the way till last year, 2019, to 69% of recycled waste. Now, we do the same for our port users and tenants. We started, but we do take care of 2 different indicators. Again, in there, we started with recycling only 5% of their waste, and we achieved by end 2019 more than 43% of the waste that belongs to our tenants. We are enabling our females in the organization. We have more than 81% of the workforce being females. So congratulations to all ladies. In our organizations, we have more than 55 nationals. But also when it comes to green energy and being green port, we do have so many initiatives into reducing emissions and saving also energy. We measure that on kilowatts per TU, and over the years we have succeeded reducing and saving also in energy. We do the same also for the consumption of fuel. And we are monitoring our progress into that, and we are year on year we are achieving more. So going next, please. Next slide. Some of the initiatives that we have been working on over the year, and also that came lately, the introduction of the remote pilotage. In fact, we implemented this just this year to reduce the encounter of the physical personnel, having them to be on board or associated with the vessel. And we've done the operation very successfully. Alhamdulillah, now we are expanding into this. Also, our Nation Award system, it is now for the 3rd year. We completed the 3rd year, going into the 4th year, where we have all of the stakeholders working with the ports, participating with their initiatives and submissions, and we finally go into a yearly reward ceremony where we appreciate the achievements of our stakeholders. We do issue our sustainability report by ourselves. It is accessible in our website. We also host an HSC week every year. And this year should be the 4th year in the row. Also, we are automating our HSC management system. We call it Senior. So everything in relation to HSC is automated. One of the things also important for us, reducing traffic in the port. We have managed so far to reduce the traffic by 29%, and mainly by adapting to scheduling and appointment systems for the trucks. We do that in collaboration with our digitalization arm, Gateway, where we can communicate with the drivers through their tablets or mobile phones. Next. Now, when it comes to being more innovative in this field, last year, again, December 2019, we signed an agreement with Robert Allen to develop our first autonomous tug. We cannot be behind in this field. We think and we heavily believe that we need to be part of the advancement and technology that is happening around the world. So this is one of the greatest initiatives that we are embarking ourselves into. Unfortunately, we had to suffer some delay during 2020, but we are still putting our efforts into it. And this project in particular, we are putting it under our training arm or education arm, which we call Abu Dhabi Maritime College, coordinating with different universities, digitalization sectors, research and developments, also classification societies, hopefully achieving the objectives behind this project. Next. Now, during the pandemic in particular, just to share with you a few of the processes and works that we have to do. We had to work on a policy and some procedures to deal with pandemic diseases on board vessels. Luckily, we had this procedure in place before, but we had to do some revision to it to see how we also cater for the COVID-19 issue. Of course, we had our processes for the disinfections of all the facilities, also facilities including vessels, and for our clients, managing the cases of the COVID-19, managing the evacuation of the cases also of COVID-19, the processes in relation to conducting the PCR testing, the processes also in relation to crew changes. As you probably know, Abu Dhabi is a big host for the maritime domain, especially in the offshore oil and gas sector. One of the important things that we have completed the recovery strategy, our restoration plan, which was ready from August, last August, and we are now working by this restoration plan. Of course, budget for our business continuity and crisis was very important to deal with all these issues. So we had a special policy in order to ensure that we have access to budget whenever we need it. And lately, also, we developed our cruise recovery plan for our cruise businesses. Next. So, next, please. Okay. Yeah. Abu Dhabi Ports is a huge organization. We have within our different facilities more than 350,000 laborers residing in a special labor cities. So during the pandemic, of course, we needed to work with that situation. We've done it with all our different stakeholders, and we at a point of time had to deal with also more than 18,000 infected cases. Alhamdulillah, from then to date in our labor cities, we only have 700 infected cases as of today. But we've done, alhamdulillah, great, I think, there. For our own laborers working within the port and its facilities, we had to deal with more than 4,000 of them and ensure residenting around 1,300 laborers within the close proximity of the port to ensure their quick accessibility to the port. We conducted till date only for our laborers more than 14,000 PCR tests. When it comes, of course, to working remotely and through our digital arm, we could enable more than 2,500 employees working in the offices of Abu Dhabi Ports in their homes very safely. We also issue, of course, weekly status reports showing and how are we progressing dealing with the pandemic. Next. Next, please.
Captain Maktoum, yeah, I'm trying to change the slides. Just give me a moment, yeah. Sometimes Zoom is like this.
Okay. So my final slide is actually my last slide is about the Horns of Hope Global Initiative, which we have launched during the initial stages of the pandemic and was recognized by the IMO, and many of the ports around the ports participated into it, 36 ports and in 15 different countries. We really thank them for participating in this initiative. The main key message we wanted to deliver from this initiative that there will be certainly a hope after this pandemic. And I think we are now realizing the hope with all the vaccinations being issued. Another thing that I would like to announce using this beautiful platform that we are in, we are working in another initiative at the moment, expanding the vaccine and giving priority to seafarers. We are starting the program in Abu Dhabi. We will start with all of our domestic seafarers in our waters, but we will definitely need the collaboration of all ports and stakeholders in the globe to take care of the seafarers and give them priority into this. We are part of the HOPE Consortium. If you have learned about it, we are the logistic provider, and we have access to so many vaccines. So whenever it is required, we can, of course, arrange all the channels to ensure that it is delivered for the seafarers. And with that, thank you very much to all.